Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Zephyr Wargames, bring you another deck profile of mine, and this is deck 17 Akane, who is my spell counter deck. So, I did promise you guys this deck since when the deck came out, and my build on the take of it, as well as the others had their own sort of meta versions. So I finally got around to actually doing this. So yeah, as I say with all my other deck builds, this is like made to be played for fun. Obviously, you can, like with Pendulum Magicians being a thing, this can be being a lot more meta relevant and whatnot. And yes, my card sleeves are standard size as with all my others. So let's get straight into the deck profile and not waste any more time. So starting straight off, we are playing obviously triple Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. Pretty much one of the boss monsters in the deck to be able to just non-target pop when the pendulum scale, or to just negate spells and traps, which is what you want to do while in the monster zones. We also are playing the triple Jackal King. Not much to be said other than negates monster effects. And to go along with the Jackal King, I'd like to go with the two Master Cerberus. Now, a lot of people would argue that you would play Master Cerberus at 3 and Jackal King at 2, simply because Master Cerberus would be the one that searches Jackal King. But I personally prefer to play Jackal King at 3, because most of the times I will be special summoning one out from each servant, as this is sort of like a more I guess pure to just the whole spell counters and all of that. So yeah. Next, obviously we are playing triple servant to be able to special summon from deck a monster you can put a spell counter on, which is really good, obviously. And to go with triple servant, I like to play the triple Magister, simply because that he's like the one, the high end scale that you want to see, rather than making use of your master. So yeah, that's him at 3. I like to play the one Reflection. Reflection comes in at times at really odd instances, but I just like to have the one so I do have access to her, as well as being a low scale as well, is also an option when you using servant to special summon from deck. Next, I also play 2 magical Adductor. Adductor is also, well, being a scale 3, meaning you can't special summon Magister or Servant or my tech card, but being able to just remove 3 spell counters from herself to then search a pendulum monster is just kind of too good to pass up on. For the other monsters, the non-pendulum monsters, I like to play the 2 Magical Exemplar. Magical Exemplar allowing you to special summon from your hand or graveyard by removing spell counters on your side of the field equal to its level. So yeah, that's a nice one. The one-off Breaker to be able to pop back row, using a spell counter. The one Defender is really neat in some cases, as the fact that you can mass protect, kind of like return, but like you move spell counters per spellcaster, and just anyone on your side of the field, and it doesn't have to be from himself. Last but not least, I like to play the one Geomancer of the Ice Barrier. Now, Geomancer of the Ice Barrier is in here simply because it's a very generic level 3 spellcaster tuner. Very easy to access. I think it's the only level 3 spellcaster tuner in Yu-Gi-Oh! At this current time. If not, actually I think there are now others, but yeah, this is just one of the ones that I've been playing for a long while now. Been playing this from the fact that you can special summon this from Magician Circle, but now I've removed that out because it's just too slow, and it just didn't occur to me to just play the search card. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's just for the Arcanite Magician. onto the spells. Obviously, we are playing triple spell power mastery. To be able to just put counters on for each copy of itself and spell power grasp, as well as to search your Endymion card. And we are, to go hand in hand, we are playing the triple spell power grasp to be able to just put counters on, and then to search for another copy for next turn. Just gives the deck really utility on that. We are playing the double Citadel and the one Terraforming. I decided to play, obviously, rather than just play free, the Terraforming works on the fact that it just gives an extra counter, and so Endymion in this build of mine is just very important. So yeah, to be able to utilize all the spell counters on the field. For some staples now, probably just Gen X staples that you see a lot of my decks now. Wonder One, Raigeki, Dark Hole, and the Monster Reborn. For my build, having access to access like board wipes and combo extender is very situational, but it does help when those situations do arise, or maybe even just bait out the gates that's on the field and stuff like that. We do play the double Twin Twister because not all the time, if there's I've realized there isn't much aside from Breaker that you can get rid of back row that's already on the field, but just back row destruction in a spell trap form is just very handy to have as well. My one choice of tech I like to play for fun, which is fun, is the Power of the Guardians, because the fact that if your monster attacks, or if an attack is involving the monster, you put a counter on this, and then it gains 500 attack and defense. And then if the monster would be destroyed by battle by card effect, you simply remove a counter from anywhere on your side of the field. So yeah, it's really nice. And last but not least, we are playing triple Medallion of the Ice Barrier, simply to search out Geomancer. I used to be playing 2 Geomancer and none of these. Just back then, I don't know what I was thinking, to not just play 3 of these and then just search the tuner rather than to hard draw it. Great. Onto the extra deck. Definitely playing the Arcanite Magician. To be able to remove a counter and pop a card, and it's not once per turn from your side of the field, is just too good up to not pass up. I did have some fun times with this card, especially in the multi-way duels, and just literally like moving 20 counters and destroying like nearly everything on the field. That was a threat. So yeah, very nice. For XYZs, just generic rank 4s I've got here. 1 Cowboy for in inventory that you need to burden for game. Castell for the problematic cards that you need to bounce. 41 to stall. Tornado Dragon for more back row destruction. XYZ Rebellion, just in case that you need to like beat over something, or that you wouldn't usually be able to. For rank 7s, the one Big Eye and the Draco Sack. In my personal opinion, these are like the better two to be playing in this format, or in any format. But yeah, the other rank 7 you could generally argue to play is Red Eyes Flare, for its can't be destroyed by card effects, and to burn your opponent each time they resolve a card. For the links, we obviously have to play the one Electromite. Like, if you're playing Pendulums and you're not playing Electromite, I can't say what's wrong with you? Yeah, it's enough said on that. I do like to play the one Daybreaker. It's just very optional, but because this will be the stand-in when we get our new Link Monster, Spell Counter Link Monster, this will be replaced with that. I do like to play the one Lambda, just in case you need to free up anything that's in your extra monster zone, and just proceed for more. I like to play the one Proxy just to help extend to open up the zones if you do want to pendulum some from the extra deck, because you do you do a lot of things that you can just make into a Proxy and just go from there. And for Link 4s, we have the Boral Sword and the Boral Load, as well as now Skuldred or YUGIOH. Simply for the fact that you can easily access 4 monsters for most part in Pendulum, so yeah, not much on that. So that's it for the deck profile. So yeah, as the deck's been around for a long time, I did used to play the Master Magician build, where you know accumulating 6 spell counters on the field spell, and then special summoning itself, and then to be able to grab a spell. But sadly, I had to sort of cut all the old stuff just to be making use of the pendulums and all of that. So yeah, that's how the deck is. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy dueling!